bacon.
Hi, welcome back to my channel, Baconians. If you're new here, I'm glad to have you. My name's Reverse BLT, and today I'm going to be reacting to the season finale of Loki, or should I say the first season finale of Loki, as it's already been renewed for a second season. Before I jump in, I just want to go ahead and quickly make some last-minute speculations and predictions, just so you all can see whether or not I'm right or wrong about anything, and we could all have fun speculating together. The one thing, I tried very hard to avoid spoilers, so I didn't even watch the trailer for the second half of this season, but I did unfortunately see a picture from one of the trailers because a lot of people have been talking about it, and it's an image of Loki looking extremely resplendent, like he is emperor of everything. And apparently that got a lot of people speculating that the person they're going to find in the castle that they discovered after breaking through Eliath's being, I guess, using enchantment, was going to end up being Loki. That Loki's basically behind everything, some variant of him, or maybe the original of him. I don't know how you want to look at it. I don't know. I think that's a red herring. I think instead I don't know who it's going to be exactly. My money's still on Immortus, but I think that the Loki that everyone's been talking about from the trailer is actually going to be sort of like a vision of what could be, maybe like a temptation offered to Loki, to our Loki, to say, you know, hey, don't do anything to me or help me or whatever. And in the new timeline that I'm writing right now, you will get to have all of the things you ever wanted, or at least all the things that you've always thought you wanted. You'll get to have the throne, the power, everyone glorifying you all day and night. And that'll be sort of his last temptation to see whether or not he's really changed. And that's been kind of foreshadowed by what Sylvie asked him, you know, how do I know at the end of all of this that you won't just betray me? I think that's probably where this is going. The ultimate plot twist, of course, would be if Sylvie's the one who betrays him. I don't know. I don't think that's where this is going. Like I said, my money's still on Immortus being the person behind everything. He's a future version of Kang, who in the comics was basically sort of created by the TVA to ensure their existence. And I think they're going to kind of do, Marvel likes a remix thing, so I think they're going to do some sort of alternate take on that idea, that it's Immortus who created a TVA to protect him, perhaps, or maybe just to prevent the rise of Kang because he hates Kang, even though that is technically his former self.
Time travel!
So that's all I've really got. I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight into it because I'm really excited to see where they go, see how they wrap all this up. I've really enjoyed this series so far. Everybody's been knocking it out of the park. The chemistry has been excellent with everyone. And so I'm looking forward to seeing who's behind the curtain. How much does Ravonna know? Will she manage to get her answers? Will Loki and Sylvie get satisfactory answers for their quest? And what happens next? Let's find out together. Old man Loki went out like such a boss. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited.
You wouldn't have heard of me.
Let me put you on hold.
Dance off, bro. He's a friend from work. I can do this all day.
Oh, that's an interesting thing that's happening right now. Hearing everything that's happened in the MCU all together, thus implying that it's the person behind the MCU that's really behind the Timekeepers. Maybe it is one above all.
No. My dream.
Oh, the Big Bang. So they're going with the, I forget the name of the theory, but the idea that the universe grows into itself. Basically, it grows and grows and grows until it collapses and then becomes a new universe. So that's what that's supposed to represent. So that's the time stream. I love when Marvel gets metaphysical. Oh, different opening theme, because it's not about the TVA anymore. Ah, so time doesn't really exist here. Everything's kind of suspended.
Aren't you going to tell me not to kick the door in?
That made a difference.
Well, if you think it's a bad idea, I prefer you to speak your mind.
Nothing to say.
That'd be a first.
It really would. Oh, someone's saying, come on in. That makes it way scarier. It's like, I'm so unafraid of you that I'm just going to invite you right in. I jokingly said Miss Minutes was behind everything. That would just be so great.
He's impressed.
Who's impressed?
He who remains.
He who remains. Okay, maybe it is actually going to end up being Loki.
No. He's been making a few creative adjustments, and he's worked it out so we can reinsert both of y'all back into the timeline in a way that won't disrupt things.
Both of us. Together on the timeline.
Everything. Exactly the way you've always wanted.
See, I know it's not going to be Mephisto, but this is some Mephisto shit right here. Who's that? Tara Strong doing the voice of Miss Minutes, right? She's doing some good work. But what else would you expect from Tara Strong? She's a fucking legend. No.
Hey there.
What took you so long?
Sorry. Some things had to get worked out.
I love that this
This isn't what I asked for.
I know. But he thinks this'll be more useful.
tool
Happy reading.
has more power than the things that use it. It's a neat subversion of how it usually works. It'd be like if Microsoft Clippy somehow controlled the universe. Those look like statues of the Timekeepers. And one of them smashed. This is seeming like someone took over from the real Timekeepers, like maybe destroyed them and then claimed their Citadel for himself. It is Kang.
Yes. And no.
Holy fucking shit! But I expected the Immortus version. This looks like it's just Kang.
Two of you, same person. I mean, it's a little unnatural.
There's an old joke about having a villain eat an apple so you'll know he's evil. Oh, he's like weird and
Come on, let's talk.
kind of normal. That's an interesting way to introduce one of the single most powerful villains Marvel has ever produced.
You're just a man.
Flesh and blood. Don't tell me I'm a disappointment.
He's so unafraid of them.
Just a little bit easier to kill.
Come on.
Oh, there's the window that was in a lot of the promo work. Loki standing in front of it. Promo artwork, I mean.
Please, take a seat.
Seriously, guys, he's acting as concerned about you as I would about a freaking ant.
Loki. Loki.
He's having fun with this. There's meaning in this, how he pours the tea. He's very, very precise about it. Have you noticed that? Put the swords away, guys. They're
I said I wasn't to be disturbed.
not going to be helpful.
Well, you're not going to be happy to see me.
I think she is actually a little happy to see you.
If anyone was ever going to make it back from the void, I suppose it was going to be you.
Oh, well, you know, one man's void is another man's piece of cake.
Where's my jet ski?
Hunter D90 to my office immediately.
Yeah, sorry, Ivona, that's not going to work out the way you think it is, now that we know your secret.
Was D90 the person that brought her that pin?
Stand down, B-15.
You need to listen to me.
There'll be time for that.
Just wait.
What the hell is going on here?
Your translator.
What?
It was Ravana who was the owner of the pin.
What a twist!
I'm not sure you quite understand the situation. You've lost. We found you.
Does he look like someone who's lost?
You can't kill me because I already know what's going to happen. See?
Wow, actual scripts. That's so great.
I know it all. Everything you guys did on Lamentus, I saw. That little look by the lake.
Kang is watching you masturbate.
Then why are we here?
Come on. No, you can't get to the end until you've been changed by the journey. This stuff, it needs to happen.
As a writer, I kind of feel a little called out by this guy.
So it's all a game.
It's a
I think
story.
people are ready to hear a little truth now. You know, like the TVA's a lie.
But what if it's a necessary one? Someone created the Timekeepers. They created this whole place. They gave us all purpose. I have to believe they had a reason.
No, because I've seen the horror waiting for people when they get pruned, and there's nothing necessary about that.
You know what would happen if we didn't prune the timeline?
What?
Chaos. Death.
Free will?
Free will? Only one person gets free will. the one in charge.
That's a classic theist versus atheist argument going on here.
Please, Mobius. Even with that, you're of no danger to me.
Is that what you think? Let's see.
Damn.
Yep, you're right.
No, she was a hunter for however long. Makes sense she'd be a stronger fighter than you.
My methods are deceptive. But the mission, it never was. Without the me, without the TVA, everything burns.
Nice imagery with the Triskelion in the background, representing past, present, and future. Himself.
Me.
Future.
And just who are you?
I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror.
Just say it, Marvel.
For a while, there was peace. Narcissistic, self-congratulatory peace. I love your shoes. I love your hair. Oh, man. Nice nose. Thanks, man. Some of us, new worlds meant only one thing. New lands to be conquered.
So he is Immortus. He's just young.
This is almost the end, ladies and gentlemen, of everything and everyone.
And then the timekeepers came along and saved us all.
No. No. No, this is where we diverge from the dogma. That first variant encountered a creature created from all the tears in reality.
Goliath.
Capable of consuming time and space itself.
Who was an enemy of Kang in the comics.
I weaponized Goliath, and I ended the multiversal war. All I have to do is manage the flow of time and prevent any further branches. Hence the timekeepers in a highly efficient bureaucracy, hence ages and ages of cosmic harmony, hence... You're welcome.
So my guess is Ravonna might end up being the one to prune him. Because when she finds this out, she's going to be livid.
You kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount. Or you two run the thing.
Why would you give up being in control?
He hates it, probably.
Buddy, I'm tired. I'm older than I look.
That's a very interesting way to do Immortus. Yep, the wild card. Ravonna's there. Where Kang is, somehow.
We just crossed the threshold.
Wonder if that means the boundary between this universe and the next one?
I fibbed earlier when I said I know how everything is going to go. I knew everything up to a certain point, and that point was about 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds ago.
And now you're just gonna sit there with all that freedom and let us decide your fate?
Yes! 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 What's the worst that can happen?
Sylvie kills you.
You plunge your blade in my chest, and an infinite amount of me start another multiversal war, and I just end up right back here anyways.
It's just another lie. Another manipulation.
Oh, no lie. No manipulation.
Being a god get tedious after a while, I imagine.
Feels like a fresh start.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment. Let's just talk about it. What if he's saying the truth?
So what?
I believe him.
You believe what? That a bazillion boogeymen are going to turn up just because we give people free will? He's a liar, Loki.
So am I. And I don't think he was lying. Not about that.
Better hurry! Timeline's already branching.
So what are you suggesting?
I'm just suggesting we think about it.
And what precisely is there to think about?
Remove the dictator and what fills the void.
You want the throne.
No, that's not it, no.
Nor was I thinking trusting you. Has this whole thing been a con?
Really? That's what you think of me?
Come on, guys. Don't go all Loki at the end.
Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Because you can't trust. and I can't be trusted.
Then I guess we're in a pickle.
Wait.
Hey, she's learned from you. Not surprising. We knew she was a fast learner.
Sylvie, stop. I don't want a throne. I just...
Come on, just fucking say it.
I just want you to be okay.
Yay! Self-love is the best love. I'm getting Immortus back there all cheerful. Why do I have a feeling she's gonna kill him anyway?
But I'm not you.
Uh-oh. Well. Man, she learns fast.
Aren't you gonna beg for your life?
Oh, he's excited.
Good, good. See you soon.
And now enters Kang. Sylvie, I love you, baby, but you just doomed the entire universe. Yeah, now you got your revenge. Now what?
No turning back now.
Who said anything about turning back?
For all time.
Always.
Always.
It's effectively 2 of 3 timekeepers right there, if you think about it a certain kind of way. This better not be where they end it. This better not be where they end it. They don't even care about him anymore. Things have changed. Nobody to stop him from reading forbidden texts now.
New branches in this unit alone?
Does he want us to just let them all branch?
Well, at this point, how are we even gonna stop it?
We can't! Someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
Boots on the ground now, archives.
Who are you?
It's already happened. I assume there's gonna be a giant statue of Kang in the middle now instead of the timekeepers. Oh, sweet fucking baby Jeebus. Now that is where you end it. Holy fuck. Oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Oh, I'm sure there's going to be an after credit stinger on this one. Just...
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Wow. Well, I'm glad that Loki will return for season 2, but come on. We deserved an after credit stinger. I'm going to collect my thoughts and then we're going to come back and talk about it because that was amazing. Holy shit. That was really, really good. I feel so many things right now. It was really interesting seeing Immortus, and I was right. I'm happy that I was right. That was pretty cool. They went with a very interesting take on him. He didn't have the look of an ancient, beyond imagining kind of man, but I like the idea that they had there where he was this sort of like timeless, ageless, but weary and kind of insane from all of the time he's experienced kind of character. That was fun. The only thing I wish is that I hadn't already known about the casting of Kang, like what he looked like, the actor, because it became, it just made it immediately obvious that it was some version of Kang the minute we saw him, I mean, granted, there's not really a whole lot of point in hiding it. And plus he was wearing the classic purple and green, so it wouldn't have been super hard to figure out, but it would have been nice having absolutely no knowledge of the fact that this is what Kang is going to look like in the MCU. But I really enjoyed their encounter. Like this whole series has been a meditation on free will versus predestination. And as I said in the very first episode reaction, they coexist if you have an entity, a god of some kind, who can see all of time. From that being's perspective, everything is predetermined. But from the perspective of the beings who are finite, small, who are just living moment by moment in the timeline, for them, free will is a real thing. It's the thing that defines their lives. Everything they do is based on a decision that they are making. That's all they can perceive. So the two are opposite sides of the same coin.
Ergo.
I think it was sad that in the end, Sylvie wasn't able to rise above her need for vengeance. And you can see at the end, after she stabbed Immortus, there was nothing. She clearly did not get the relief and the joy and everything out of it that she had long, I think, hoped that she would get. All that was left was emptiness, just like in the conversation she was having with Loki in the previous episode, where he asked her, what are you going to do after all this is over? And she had no answer. She had devoted her entire existence to getting revenge and had no idea what she wanted to do or be other than that vengeance. I was happy to see them kiss them. I was like, yes, they finally did it. I don't care if people say it's unnatural. I loved it. I shipped them so hard, and I hope they find a way to reconcile in the second season. That kick at the end, whew, having Loki look out over the city, I guess, of the TVA, which I guess is good. Let's just call it Chronopolis now. It's clearly going to be Chronopolis, and having the gigantic Kang statue overlooking everything, having the timeline of the TVA itself clearly have been reset. Mobius and B-15 don't have any memory of Loki. Hopefully he can think fast on his feet, though, and figure out a way to make himself seem to be an analyst so that he doesn't just get pruned or something. Because I am assuming that Kang has also discovered Goliath and has essentially just set up the whole system of pruning exactly the same way that Immortus had set it up. After all, they are the same entity, so just different versions of each other. So it makes sense that Kang would figure that out. I'm curious to see how this is going to dovetail into Ant-Man and the Wasp, what is it called? Quantumania, because we know that Kang is going to be the principal villain of that movie. So that lends a lot of credence to the idea that Chronopolis is just what I'm going to call it from now on. So Chronopolis exists in the quantum realm. That would make a lot of sense. It is a place where time works very differently. It would be a logical place for Kang to set up his operation. And I'm curious to see what on earth they can do about it. I mean, Hank Pym is very, very smart, but Kang is smarter. And he's a super genius from a time far in advance of where Hank is. So his technology is quite more sophisticated. So I don't really know how they're going to handle that one. This might be one of the first MCU movies we've gotten outside of Infinity War in which the good guys just lose. I don't see how they're going to defeat Kang, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. So the questions we have going forward, obviously, how is Loki going to deal with this new version of the TVA? Is Kang present? Because that's going to make things much harder for him. Kang can definitely go toe-to-toe with gods, especially as nerfed as they are so far in the MCU. And I'm curious as to where exactly Judge Renslayer went off to. I'm assuming she was acting on instructions from Miss Minutes. I'm pretty sure that's basically what was being said in that scene, the last scene we saw, Miss Minutes talking to Ravonna. And as I mentioned in a previous episode, Ravonna is heavily linked with Kang in the comics. She ends up becoming his lover. So I'm assuming that she's going to basically be linked up with Kang somehow through a storyline. I just don't know how. It'll be fun to see how that plays out. Glad to see we didn't lose any of these very talented actors and actresses. I was really worried during the fight between Loki and Sylvie that Sylvie was going to end up getting stabbed by Loki. But fortunately, they found a way to resolve that whole situation. It was true to both characters without either of them dying. So I'm very, very pleased about that. And there's nothing greater than the star-crossed lovers trope. So I'm glad to see that she was the one who actually admitted it. But basically, yeah, they admitted that they love each other at the end right before she forced their separation so she could do what she felt she needed to do. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out going forward. One thing Marvel loves to do is they love to completely blindside us with red herrings to the point where they will film entire scenes for no reason other than to throw us off. Because I definitely noticed that nowhere in that entire episode was there a scene where Loki was standing resplendent in front of an elaborate throne, like in the trailer for the second half of this season. So they either filmed that just to fuck with us, or that was left on the cutting room floor for some reason, or it's going to be in season 2. I have no idea. But Marvel, bravo as always. You always manage to keep us guessing, and even if we're right about one thing, because like with this, most of us knew that it was going to be Kang somehow. I don't think a lot of people realized that it was going to be the Immortus version, even though that was the thing that made the most sense with where the comics usually went with the TVA. But we all knew Kang was going to be involved. At least I think all the comic book fans knew Kang was going to be involved. Nerds. So that's kind of like the Agatha Harkness thing from WandaVision. But they still managed, just like with WandaVision, they still managed to trick us with other details. Even if we had figured out the big bad behind the scenes, they managed to keep us in the dark about a lot of things. And I love that about Marvel, the way they remix their comic book storylines so that they can even keep those who have read the comics yesterday completely off their footing as to what's going to actually happen. That's amazing. That's just a testament to the planning, the information control, because they're very good at keeping spoilers from really getting out there, and even their misdirects. Because the spoilers that do get out often aren't real spoilers, and they're planned by the creative team to throw us off. All of that stuff's amazing. Long story short, this was a fantastic first season. Everybody played their parts really well. The directing, the producing, even down to the music, everything was on point, and I couldn't be more excited for season 2. Hats off to everyone at Marvel. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, please leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, hit me with a dislike. It's okay, I'm not so fragile, I can't handle that. But please tell me what you didn't like about it so that I can improve. I'm always looking to improve on this channel. Well, Baconians, thank you so much for joining me again. You guys who are new, I hope you come back, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.